Kairi Nasai Minasan. Today we're gonna cover the Reiwa generation real life counterpart Henshin Gimmick. Let's go. The first rider that we're gonna talk about is Kamen Rider 01. Not gonna lie, when I think about 01, before I even make the video, I keep thinking about like what could the progress key actually represent in the real life itself. I keep thinking and I finally come to the conclusion that it is actually an employee ID card. So if you're working in a giant company, oftentimes you're gonna get offered an employee ID card so that you can actually enter the building to actually access the lift and go to different departments, something like that. Especially a company that is a very big one and they have a lot of sensitive information that cannot be accessed by outsiders, something like that. So these are really interesting stuff. They actually utilize the progress key as an employee ID card, because when 01 Henshin, when we see that he actually pushed it into the 01 driver, we actually get to see like kind of like a scanning of the progress key. So it is kind of like when you go through the security door, like when you scan your ID and you're able to access the entire building, something like that. So with that being said, let me move on to the second rider, and that is Kamen Rider Saber. I never watched Saber before, and usually I don't talk about Saber, but this time I have to make a little bit of exception, because if I don't talk about Saber, then it is a little bit sad. Okay, so a lot of people would definitely argue that the Saber Henshin Gimmick is actually the sword and not the book, but I would argue differently. The Henshin Gimmick is definitely the book rather than the sword itself. Okay, so all of us already know this. The real life counterpart to Saber Henshin Gimmick is the books. Okay, very straightforward stuff. And let me now talk about Kamen Rider Revised with the Vice Stem as their Henshin Gimmick. This one very straightforward as well. It is the Hanko. Okay, if you've never heard about Hanko stem, it is actually a replacement of signature you can use in Japan itself. So I would say almost all of the Japanese that is able to sign their own document would definitely have their own Hanko stem. So unique Hanko stem. Okay, I'm not talking about like the same Hanko stem for every single individual out there, but every single person is gonna have a different Hanko stem. And this is something that I really enjoy about Japan's culture, because like the Hanko stem is so cool. Okay, you basically are your own company, and this actually allows someone to actually see like, okay, like you are gonna when you want to sign something, when you get a delivery, you use your Hanko stamp to stamp it to confirm your acceptance of the delivery item and all those stuff. So all of this stuff a Hanko stamp can do for you, and it actually makes you feel like and think like you are all kind of like taking care of a company. Your body is your temple and your company. So if you want your company to become success, you need to work on your body itself. Okay, so with that being said, let me move on to the final rider of the Reiwa series so far, and that is Kamen Rider Geats. This one is a tricky one because I need to twist quite a lot of logic to get this answer, but the Rice Buckle real life counterpart, I would say, is a game controller. Because one thing that I can think of when I think about Kamen Rider Geats is the DGP, and based on how Sumori actually explained every single round of the DGP, she explained it in a game manner, in a game sense. So when you want to play a game, specific game, you need specific controller. If you want to go for a racing game, you would definitely prefer to actually use a full cockpit driving controller. You got the steering, you got the pedal, and you got everything. You got the chair, racing car, something like that. And if you are playing a shooting game, I remember back in the day, I think Sega or Nintendo, there's a game where you actually are a hunter, then you're supposed to shoot down the flying dart. Back in the day, that game is like one of my favorite because they actually gave us a unique controller, which is a gun where you can point it at the TV and you can shoot the dart using the gun itself. So that is something really fun. And this game controller, I would say if you translate it to arcade game, it will make even more even more sense, okay? Because when you are playing the drum game, you're gonna use the drumstick. When you are playing the dancing game, you're gonna use the dance floor. And you're playing that shooting game like House of the Dead, you're gonna use the gun provided by the machine itself. So I would say the Rice Buckle is definitely a controller in the real life counterpart. But let me know in the comment section below, what do you think of all the details that I just shared with you today? Because I'm not very sure with Gits, okay? Because Gits, when I say Rice Buckle being kind of like a game controller, even me myself doubt this idea and doubt this concept. So if you can be smarter than me, if you want to flex on your knowledge, let me know in the comment section below. You are free to do so. By the way, I'm not stopping you to flex your knowledge, to flex your understanding of the Kamen Rider franchise. It helps me, it helps the fandom, and it also helps you with your pride. Okay, so that is all from me. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you like what you see, you know what to do. And I'll be seeing you guys on the next one. Goodbye.